Okie dokie. You guys here? Can you see me? All right. We got 200 of you guys. It's a little dark in here. I'm with TJ Wonkin.
Hello.
And we are cruising down the field right right next to Interstate I-15 in Shelby. And I guess one of a kind at the moment. I'm sure there's more of these out there, but supposedly this is the only one cutting in America, or North America. It's Case IH 25, or 80, sorry, 25, I'm so used to saying that. It's a 2019, this would be a 19, I guess?
Yeah.
2019 8250, fully automated. It's dark, I know. I got the light on in the cab. It's all the light I got in here. So you guys are going to have to deal with that. But this thing is sweet. I didn't get a chance to do much filming in it, so we'll do a live stream. We got good service right here where we're at. So we're running right now on some spring wheat. Let's see here. There's our tank's just about full back here. This is basically the same combine as like an 8230, 8240. As far as the mechanics of the combine go. Oh man, I already got a donation. Mason Ledford, 10 bucks. What's up, Nick? Just stopped by to say hi. What's up? Well, we're cruising down the field in a brand new demo. How many hours are on this thing?
125 engine hours.
70 threshing hours.
Yeah, the cool thing about this machine is the whole inside is fully automated. I believe there's 16 sensors changing all the time. Fan speed, rotor vanes, sieve settings, so it will cut the most capacity, the cleanest sample, always analyzing, adjusting. It can outcut any human being on the planet.
As you guys can see right now, TJ is doing nothing. He's not steering it, his hand's not on the yoke, he's not pressing any buttons. This combine will literally slow up, speed up, slow down. The header's auto floating. But it's, as you're watching here, the fan, the rotor speed, the vanes, everything is changing on the die, depending on what kind of products go inside this combine. If it gets thin here, right now it's maxed at 6 miles an hour. That's what we have the cap at. It'll cut faster than that, but we've got it set at 6. You can see all that over there. So basically all TJ has to do is when he gets to the end of the field, he just has to lift the header up, flip the combine around, drop the header, and he's back in the game again. And this grain sample back here, I wish I could turn my light on for you guys. I don't think there's any way for me to do it. I need a flashlight, so I had to bring another light. But look, if you guys can tell, look how clean that is. Look at that. There's like and windows usually look worse too. There's very little unthrashed kernels in there, very little chaff. And that's a pretty small test weight, it looks like. That should be tough for this combine to thresh, and it's just cleaning it like a seed sample. It's pretty amazing. This thing's pretty cool.
Alright, so we're at the end.
Okay.
One button, lift the header.
Okay, the header's lifted.
Okay, we're gonna do a teardrop turnaround. Coming around to 180 degrees. One button to my auto steer. One button for the header height. And no hands. It's going back in the grain all by itself. And it will regulate the speed of the combine accordingly to the amount of material.
Is TJ the salesman for this? No, but he's doing a good job of it. No, TJ's the lucky farmer that gets to have this in the area. Gregory Miller, 15 bucks. Do these new beasts require a soft braking engine wise, I guess? I don't know.
They might break it in at the factory, but as soon as we got it, I believe there's a 100-hour probably oil change on the braking.
There's probably something like that.
No, they're made to cut as soon as you get them.
Let's see if I brought my selfie stick for you guys. That'd be nice. Did I bring it in here?
This machine, we've been running it for a few days now, is the greatest greatest thing that's came into combine history in a long time.
Yeah, this is quite a significant jump in combine tech.
We have 3 other combines, a 9120, 2 9230s, all cases, and they're big, high-capacity machines, flagship machines. They blow grain out the back end, so we lose about 5 bushels, and then we have gotten docked as much as 30 cents per bushel at the elevator.
Ouch.
This machine will not allow the grain to be thrown over, and the dockage is maybe we'll get maybe a cent or 2 dockage.
So you've got literally like a seed planting grade almost sample in the back. You can about put that in the ground, and it's not kicking much out the back of the combine, and it's maximum speed right now. So it's going basically as fast as the combine can go at this efficiency. Didn't you say something like when you're going down a hill, it'll speed the fan up to keep the product flowing out the back?
As soon as you tilt it down a hill, the fan speed kicks up to make up for the gravity pushing the material back in the machine, and it kicks it back. As one man driving all day, you can't adjust all those settings fast enough, but this combine will sense it, adjust, and then run accordingly.
So
I don't think it has a thermometer is one thing it might be missing.
As far as we know, they haven't put a price tag on this combine yet. They go into production the end of this year. They're actually probably producing them right now, getting them ready for next year. This combine's got storage everywhere. It's got a cooler under my seat, which I think some of the other models had too. So there's actually literally a freezer, or not a freezer, a refrigerator in here. That's pretty sweet. There's storage all over in the corners. But yeah, this over here, the monitor, this is where the cool stuff's happening, guys. I don't know if I can get you to see that well enough, but those numbers are constantly changing. That rotor earlier today, wasn't it running at like 900 to 1,000 RPM?
1,000 RPMs, yeah.
And now it's got cool outside, so it's dropped it automatically down to 840 RPM. And it looks like the vanes are set on, actually the vanes moved up a little bit, yeah.
So we're getting to the end of the field again. Simple. Couple buttons. One button, header up. I do have to actually steer around the end.
It's got pretty fat tires on the back. They put some really large flotation tires on the rear, so it doesn't turn quite as sharp as the other machines.
We're coming back around. One button for the auto steer. One button for my header, and it will take care of the rest. We're going 5 miles an hour as we hit the wheat. It'll sense what quality's in there and speed up accordingly.
There's our power poles. I wonder how it samples the wheat.
I don't know.
Is there some kind of?
There's 16 sensors.
16.
To the machine, I believe.
So how does it sense cracked wheat? So this thing can sense cracked wheat. It's obviously normally got your moisture and your yield, so it knows that. That's pretty common. And the grain loss. So it just ties in the grain loss monitors with your yield monitor, with your moisture monitor.
And you can customize every feature on here. If you want to go a little bit faster, you can say a rotor loss on ground, let's put a little bit more. We want to go faster. More is allowed. Okay. We quantify broken grain and grain bend. Let's there's too much in there. Let's cut it back a little bit. Oh, we'll go to our sieves. What's acceptable to us? Well, I think we can let a little bit more out the sieves because I want to go faster. We'll go to acceptable, and so on down the line. Trash in the bin. That's a huge dockage thing. We don't want any trash. Let's go way too much. We don't want any trash in our bin. Save us money at the elevator. So now we adjusted the sensitivity. It's showing that there's a little bit too much trash in the bin, and it's going to change our setting accordingly so we get a cleaner sample.
That's pretty sweet.
And it'll just automatically change it.
And they told you to cap it at 6 miles an hour, but you can turn that off and cut a lot faster.
Yeah, you can override your program. and change your ground speed if you want, but we're following all the rules.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep it at 6 miles an hour. But you can also change from your strategies for how the automation cuts. You can go to a best grain quality strategy, which will prioritize quality over loss. You can go to performance, which will put loss over grain quality, which either way, it's not going to cut bad. It's going to cut as good as this machine is capable of.
Yeah.
And also another interesting thing is the way it's set up. This machine is set up with one set of small wire concaves in the first slot, one set of large wire concaves in the second slot, because the master of the combines, Peter from Australia, he's the combine guru.
Yeah.
That's the way he likes to let them set up, gets more grain through the rotor faster.
Is there only 2 concaves in these?
There's 4 all the way back.
4.
Then it's skip wire.
So
but you never really change the back.
Okay.
3rd and 4th slot.
So it's not like ours, you change the 3 all the time.
Yeah.
This one, there's only 2 really that you mess with?
Yep.
Okay.
And they're way easy. It's 2 bolts and a punch, and you can swap out each concave. 16 and 18 millimeter.
Now we're cutting probably 30 bushel wheat right now. So it's not a real heavy crop running through this combine, but you did have it in some 40 bushel earlier, didn't you?
Yeah, it'll cut.
I did a pretty good job.
40 is fine.
Yeah, this is definitely easy cutting crop for it. So, but it's handling it really well. It's amazing how smooth this thing rides. It's really smooth compared to what I was just saying. Okay, how many more acres you cut an hour with this combine compared to your old combine? Well, the difference is his old combine's actually, this has got a 40-foot header on it, which you could put a 45 on this, it would handle it. But this came with a 40-foot, that's what they're demoing it with. They've got 45s in their combines, and their combines are actually a series bigger. They have more horsepower supposed in this thing. But they have to cut slower, because if you guys push those combines to their limit and get the acres in, your sample's gonna be terrible and it's gonna shoot grain out the back of the combine. That's the problem. So they cut slower. This combine's actually outcutting their combines because it's able to keep and maintain a high speed in the field while keeping the grain loss low and the sample really clean.
We're cutting 20.9 acres an hour average.
Yeah, 20 acres an hour right now average. And that's also limited at 6 miles an hour.
So the deal is the family goes to bed and I stay out and cut because I like to stay up late and harvest.
Yeah, TJ is addicted to farming. That's all he ever wants to do.
They leave the grain trucks and grain cart empty for me during the night, and I fill them and they dump them in the morning.
This is way brighter for me than you guys. The exposure on this camera doesn't do it justice. I wish I could adjust it, but I can't. Anyways, he's dumping in the grain cart. There's the big bud. Yeah, it's still pretty sweet. It's fun running this thing. It's pretty neat. I think this is the future of combines for sure. It's just the question that we have. This is the ultimate question with this system. We know it's going to be expensive. That's no doubt. That's already a given. Combines are expensive. But the real question is, how long is this system going to last before it starts having some major electrical issues, sensor issues, that kind of stuff. And when that stuff happens, I guess you can just keep cutting this combine like a regular combine then. So it's not like you get shut down. It's just, will this give you a lot of headache in the future? I don't know. It's got 70 hours on it.
Yeah.
70 hours so far, and as far as I know, there hasn't been any hiccups. It's been running great.
No, it runs great.
So it's hard to say, but if it does run well, if you can get 2,000 hours on this thing, 1,500 hours on this thing before any major problems happen with the sensors, the computer, or any of that stuff, that's pretty good. 6 miles per hour is what we're doing. Warranty, is there a warranty on this combine? I don't know, no one owns it. This combine's, I think, owned by Case International, isn't it?
There's got to be a warranty. I believe they come with about a 3-year warranty anymore.
Oh, yeah. If you were to buy it, you'd have a warranty on it for sure. There'd be a warranty for a while. Is this the only 20 or 80 8250 in the nation. I don't know. But we're told by the sales rep and everything, it's the only one cutting right now. Basically, it's the only one. They haven't sold any of these yet. These are, maybe there's pre-orders. I don't know if you can pre-order them.
There might be pre-orders. As far as I know, this is the only one in operation in the United States.
There might be other parts of the world, but as far as right now in the United States, yeah, this is the only 8250 that's cutting a crop right now.
In the public's hands, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of prototypes working back in Racine, Wisconsin, I believe, is the headquarters.
Kobe Mac says, "Yo, Nick, we are running a 9240 this year with a MacDon FD 140, all brand new this year, and they have been flawless and beast mode. They're awesome. And the 50 series will be released in 2019, he says." Nice. Well, that's pretty much what these guys. They got the 30 series.
We just jumped the gun, and we wanted it released in 2018. So.
Yeah, so we got a little early. Beautiful piece of equipment. It is. This is pretty cool. I mean, TJ's having to grab the controls now because we would have a $500,000 accident. No, we took that out. That'd be probably, that transmission line's probably a good $2 million line there.
Watch out for the power.
Yeah, if we ran that into that, this would be all over the news. We'd have make some enemies at Case IH headquarters.
It's automated. It does not go around obstacles, though.
Yeah, it doesn't have. It's not a DJI drone that has obstacle avoidance yet. But how efficient is the combine with a 45-foot header? Will it underperform? If that's your question, it's hard to say. They run 45-foot headers on the 8 series combines all the time. So that's all this combine is it's just basically an 8240. It's an 8240 basically with maybe a few more bells and whistles. I don't think they increase the horsepower any. I don't know for sure, but it's the computer, it's the brains behind it. This thing's automated.
Yeah, it'll run a 45-foot header all day.
Yeah, and in a 30 bushel crop, a 45-foot head would be perfect for this thing. See here, how many bushels will this combine hold? I think it holds 350.
Yeah,
we actually don't really know all the statistics to it. I bet if you looked up an 8240, the numbers for that combine would probably be about identical to this combine.
Yeah.
I can show you guys again over here what's going on. You can see that.
The rotor cage vanes on top are adjusting to speed up the material flow through the rotor. As we speak, they're adjusting.
That's pretty cool.
And also the big adjustment is this pre-sieve here. I've seen that all the way up into about 10 or 11 today. It's closed down here this evening, but in the other machines you can't stop and change it every pass.
See that loss right there? Look how low that is. It's hardly kicking anything out the back right now. Nick, is it more productive than your combines? This combine here could probably outcut our 2 combined. If you put a 45-foot header on it, it'd be pretty close. I mean, we're cutting our combines. If we're rolling our 236-foot headers and we're cutting at 4 miles an hour each, we're outcutting this combine. No way. There's no way this combine can keep up with R2. It'd be close, but it couldn't keep up. But the thing is, this combine's cutting those same acres way more efficiently. You're not kicking weed out the back. Your sample back here is super clean. I mean, that's ridiculous how clean that is. It's for us to be able to change the combine constantly to get a sample that clean. You guys can't see it, it's too dark, but I mean it is like, yeah, I'd put that through a wheat grinder and turn it into flour. It's clean. Fuel rate 20 gallons per hour, 18. It's dropping down. 17.
There's the average. 0.8 gallons per acre average.
So it's burning, yeah, a little over 3/4 gallon per acre. See, guys, like right here, this combine just slowed itself down. It's cut through some weeds right now, as you can see. There was a water hole here that they couldn't plant around because it was too wet this spring. The combine's only going 3 miles an hour as it cuts through this right now because it's slowing itself down to handle this change in product going in the combine. But once it cuts through this and it senses everything's fine, it'll whip it right back up to 6 miles an hour. Oh, we're cutting through weeds. So the combine slowed that down?
Yeah.
So now the trick is to have an automated combine like this, combined with an automated grain cart, and then have them both speed up and slow down at the same time. They'd have to talk to each other all the time. But I wonder if they're going to eventually get to that point where they'll have a grain cart following alongside this, a bin chaser, and then that will accelerate and decelerate at the exact same time the combine does. See how the combine slowed down automatically like that? It's cutting. I don't know why it thinks it needs to go so slow right here. Is it heavy? Is it yielding thick here?
Yeah, picked up to 50 bushel there.
Oh yeah, 70 bushel wheat right now. So we're in some low. So wow, that's 100 bushel there. I don't know how accurate that is. It's probably pretty close for that little bit there. So it just hit like 80 bushel wheat for a second there. So the combine slowed down to 2.5 miles an hour while it went through that. So it wasn't kicking a lot out the back. Love this channel. This combine's awesome. This combine is awesome. For me, this combine is awesome. I know some of you guys out there are on some pretty sweet setups. There's guys on here that's got, one guy on here said they had 7 S790s this year up in Canada. So a number of these guys got some pretty sweet stuff. But for me, running a 2588 all year, this combine's like a Ferrari. So here's our map, our yield map.
This is moisture map, fuel economy, coverage, yield. There's the variableness in our yields.
So that little,
this is all the. This is what we've been cutting lately.
Oh yeah, zoom out.
There, that's the fields I've cut with this.
So the reason there's lines in between is that's where the other combines were cutting with this one. Those are strips that this was cutting alongside the other. That's awesome. So yeah, you do have a map there technically. So if you did get lost, you could rely on your GPS here to guide you back to where you need to get. Better not mean half fields. Yeah, take that stuff, man. Look at it. It's pounding all that kochia. She took it. How slow did that rotor get? I didn't watch that. Now that's the one thing about the automated system that I'm not sure is it can't see ahead like a big weed patch. So if you're cruising along at 6-7 miles an hour and you just let it roll right into a chunk of green weeds like we just did, I mean, you could plug the system up. It did slow it down. I mean, it automatically cut your ground speed down to about nothing to make it through that. What do you prefer, John Deere or Case? You know, we get asked that question a lot. We run red, as you can see, so that probably should answer your question. There's great products on both sides. It's just Case has been something that we've been running for a while. Same with Welker Farms. And at this point in time, we just haven't had a reason to really jump ship and go a different color. So if something revolutionary comes out that just is groundbreaking and pushes the envelope in farming and agriculture, then that's something that we definitely look into. But I'm not opposed to having different colors paint on the farm, but for combines for sure, we run Case. So 2019 Welker Farms has 2 new combines calling it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not going to rule out anything.
Yeah, see, it's cutting 800-900 bushels an hour now.
Nice.
See, the vanes are getting faster.
Really?
It's spinning. You know, that's the slow.
It sped the rotor up too.
Push more material through now, quicker.
So yeah, we're wrapping up the field. He's gonna run back. We'll dump this off. There's a lot of yawning going on in this combine, so I think we're gonna have to wrap this up. All right, guys. Well, I suppose that's it. Yeah, midnight. That's a good evening. So it was fun running this thing. Thanks, Case, for bringing it by. Torgerson's and Etheridge, Great Falls, Lewistown, Havre. They're all over the place.
Denton, maybe?
They're in Kalispell. Yeah, there's one in Kalispell too, I believe. So yeah, thanks guys. Thanks everyone for donating today. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Those that haven't, subscribe. Everybody go to TJ Wonka YouTube channel. No, he doesn't have one, so don't go there. Yeah, and TJ's gonna pull all this stuff out of here, and we'll shut this baby down. That is actually a pretty crisp horn.
It's been real, folks.
Yeah. Okay. Take care, guys. Have a good one.